Oh, darling, let me transport you to a place quite unlike any other. We are going to Ilkley Moor, high above the rather darling spa town in Yorkshire. It is a rugged, wind-swept expanse, a tapestry of heather and gritstone that seems to exist in a time all its own. The air there, my sweet, is thick with more than just the scent of damp earth and wild gorse. It carries whispers from antiquity, tales of druids and ancient carvings etched into the very stones. It is a landscape that positively hums with a deep, primal energy, a place where the veil between worlds feels exquisitely, tantalizingly thin. One can almost feel the press of ages against one's skin, a sensation both thrilling and a trifle unsettling. The moor has a personality, you see. It is a brooding, dramatic creature, often swathed in a thick, rolling fog, a cinematic mist that can swallow the world whole. It is in this ethereal theatre that our peculiar little story begins, a place so profoundly English yet capable of hosting something utterly alien. Now, who is the leading man in our little drama? He is not some wild-eyed eccentric, oh no, he is a policeman, a former policeman to be precise. His name is Philip Spencer, a solid, dependable sort of chap, grounded in facts and procedure, not flights of fancy. On that fateful morning, the 1st of December, Mr. Spencer had a rather simple plan. Living nearby, he decided to take a walk up onto the moor to capture the strange, ethereal light. An amateur photographer, with his father-in-law's trusty SLR, hoping for moody landscapes, perhaps the ancient swastika stone, a brisk walk, a few atmospheric photographs, and then back home for a nice cup of tea. Terribly reassuringly English. The path led him higher, away from the sleeping town and deeper into the moor's embrace, the fog thick, isolation profound. He carried a small compass, practical for disorienting fog, and he checked he was still heading for the stone carvings. Utterly alone, in a bubble of solitude, grey mists swirling, and the mundane fabric of his morning was about to be torn asunder. The ordinary was about to collide with the truly, breathtakingly extraordinary. As Mr. Spencer navigated the misty terrain, something caught his eye. A small figure scurrying up the hillside in a most peculiar fashion. Certainly not a local rambler. Small, perhaps only 4 feet tall. Of a strange dark green or greyish hue. He raised his camera, instinct of a former policeman, document the scene. He aimed and clicked the shutter, a single shot, taken in haste and surprise, despite the wrong film for low light. The creature dashed behind a rocky outcrop. Mr. Spencer, adrenaline high, gave chase. He reached the spot. Nothing. It had vanished completely. Then a vast, silent shape passed over his head. A huge craft. Silvery, saucer-like with a domed top, a low vibrating hum felt more than heard. It ascended into the clouds, gone, leaving an unnerving silence. Stunned, he scanned his surroundings. Ilkley below was brighter. The sun, higher than it should have been. His compass spun. His watch showed nearly 2 hours had passed. Upon returning, he did not put the kettle on. He sought an expert. He developed the photograph and began proper analysis. UFO researchers, notably Peter Howe, took the case seriously. Mr. Spencer wanted answers, not fame, even used a pseudonym to protect his family. The photograph became the star, a grainy, indistinct image of a small, dark figure against the hillside. Skeptics said, a man in a suit, a staged hoax, a trick of light on a rock. Photographic experts examined the original negative. Kodak UK concluded the figure was part of the original exposure. Fascination and ridicule. The tabloids splashed the Ilkley Moor alien across front pages. Under hypnotic regression, he recalled being taken aboard, shown images of environmental destruction, 2 types of beings. Controversial, yes, but it transformed a simple sighting into a full-blown abduction narrative. One cannot speak of Ilkley Moor without its folklore. For centuries, fairies, goblins, otherworldly beings. Local legends tell of little folk dwelling among rocks and heather, mischievous spirits leading travellers astray, or offering a glimpse into their hidden world. The Cow and Calf rocks. Myth says the giant Rombold split them as he fled, stamping the rocks as he leapt across the valley. The moor is dotted with prehistoric art, most famously the swastika stone, a mysterious cup and ring marking. Is it any wonder a modern encounter with a small, strange being resonates? Perhaps what Spencer met was a modern reading of ancient sprites. Throughout history, we interpret the uncanny through our time. What was once a goblin or pixie becomes an extraterrestrial. The Moor blurs reality and legend, past and present, the earthly and the otherworldly. It asks whether the alien is simply a new costume for a very, very old actor. So the Ilkley Moor incident sits not only in ufology, but in the richer tradition of English folklore, the latest chapter on a windswept stage. Naturally, darlings, a story like this invites a healthy dose of skepticism. And quite right, too. The most common and most boring explanation, a hoax, a model, a friend in a costume. The blurriness allows ambiguity. No footprints, no landing marks, no scrap of metal. Or perhaps he was mistaken. An animal in fog, a strangely shaped rock, debris caught by the wind, missing time, a fugue state from cold and disorientation, or a small unremembered seizure, maybe a conventional aircraft under odd conditions. On the other side, believers. They champion the witness's credibility. Philip Spencer, former policeman, nothing to gain but ridicule, shunning the limelight. They point to Kodak's analysis confirming no double exposure or paste-up. They note his consistent story and genuine terror, a spinning compass, missing 2 hours, classic hallmarks of close encounters. And so the debate rages, mundane versus magnificent. No definitive proof either way, the case sits in limbo. So what are we to make of it all, my dears? After the experts have argued and the headlines have faded, what remains? We are left with a single fuzzy photograph and a story, one that lingers in the mind. Did a man with a camera truly meet a visitor on a foggy Yorkshire moor? Or did he get a bit lost and let his imagination run away with him? The truth, I suspect, is not something we shall ever know for certain. And isn't that just marvellous? Beyond motorways and spreadsheets, there are still untamed places where anything can happen. Places like Ilkley Moor, where ancient mists can show you things that defy logic. We have split the atom and walked on the moon, yet still cannot say what scurried away from Philip Spencer. We are, in many ways, children at a campfire, invited not to find an answer but to embrace the question, to look up and to wonder. So when the fog is thick and the silence deep, keep your wits, and perhaps a camera, handy. You never know who or what you might meet. The universe is a very large and very old house, darling, with countless rooms yet unopened. And the thought that one of its more unusual residents might sometimes pop out to say hello is, I think, an utterly fabulous one. Now, who's for a gin and tonic?